Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, February 24th, 2025. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Monday, everyone. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame right now. Narrow range overnight, just 52% of ADR, about 33.5 points. A little bit of a bounce back after Friday's meltdown. This is again, since the inauguration day, we've had multiple Fridays here where we've seen some selling pressure come into play. This is the only one where it just kind of held up there for a little bit, and that's another sell-off. Big time sell-offs on Fridays here lately since inauguration day. This one hitting yearly VWAP right now and bouncing a little bit at the moment, but this early bounce back, early Monday here, could be an opportunity for bears to defend for a continuation down this week. So this early pullback could be met with selling pressure. If that's the case, we could be looking at least at another round of weakness here intraday, and that weakness could carry over throughout the rest of the week into the next lowest support level, 59.50, 59.38, the previous year's close. All of that zone right there, very important here. So any pullback early this morning here could be seen as a selling opportunity. Now, if price is able to push beyond the previous session's midpoint, that's a much deeper bounce back day, and that could lead to a further roll up to the upside. Overall, this market continues to hold at that triple top area right here. Big time triple top developing here. Ascending pattern here. Ascending wedges can tend to break to the flat side here, but at the same time, a breakout in either direction could be a nice solid move here. So again, at some point here, can we break to the upside and open up a continuation to new highs? If not, again, we're rotating back within this larger trading range that continues to develop. So keeping an eye on this morning here on the pullback. Do we see selling pressure after morning strength? Looking at the NQ, right now 42% of ADR at the moment, 136 points of range. Similar bounce back to the ES inside day, a little bit of a bounce back. You can see the extreme reversal signal developing here. Again, after such a severe meltdown here on Friday, any pullback early this morning could be a sign here for bears to sell and open up another round of weakness up ahead. If that turns out to be the case, again, it could be an inverted checkmark week down. We could be looking at 21.2 as an easy target, perhaps down toward 20,800 as the next target as well. So again, coming down from these recent highs here, and the next pullback could still be a selling opportunity for a continuation down the rest of the week. Looking at crude oil, right now crude lower by 0.2%, 54% of ADR. When price was sitting here at the top end of this range, I mentioned we could be looking at another drop into 70 down below, and it basically played out the very next day. We got right into that target. We're trading 70 right now. This thing continues to trade in a range from 74 to 70, which is developed around CVPOC. That CVPOC shifting down, and now that's provided a spot for this market to facilitate trade. We're still in a downswing overall, so a failure to hold 70 here opens up that 66 to 67 zone of support that we've talked about. If this thing can bounce back, again, 73 could be in play, and we'll continue to trade inside this range. So keeping an eye on 70 for directional conviction early today. Looking at gold futures, this one's up 0.4% right now and showing some strength here. 4 days narrow, so 4-day sideways range, and this is after a big time 1-day sell-off, big time 1-day bounce back, 4 days sideways. That's easily building the energy for one last push here into 3,000. And I've mentioned before, it doesn't necessarily have to be the last push. It's just the last push that gets us into our target that we talked about basically back in here. Back in the early middle January, we talked about the 3,000 being the target based off of the measured back end of the triangle there, and we have a little bit more to go. Now we could easily push through that level. In terms of a 200-point spread here, we could be looking at the 30.80 level. 3080, the next 200 points beyond the 2880. Below that, you got the 2680, and so on. So again, we could be looking at more upside price discovery out of gold as this thing continues to be very, very bullish, continues to honor the bullish Pima trigger zone, and right now holding the 8-period average for the second day, 4-day narrow range. We have a shot to go get that 3,000 and perhaps even beyond. Looking at the YM. The YM with a big pullback, big breakdown. We talked about this rounded top pattern. We talked about this compression here. And of course, Thursday, breakdown. Friday, continuation. And we've now broken through that 44,000 level. Any pullback shy of 44,000 could be a selling opportunity as this thing goes back to 43 and 42,000 down below. So 1,000 point increments right now. Here's your 45,000 level, rejected off of it, fell through the 44s. 43 and 42 could be next for this market. Again, early, modest pullback here to begin the week so far, and that early strength could be seen as an opportunity for bears to sell and push this thing lower still. Of course, if this thing can recover 44K, you start to see a deeper retracement back into the previous session's range. Looking at Bitcoin, this one right now up 1.5%, still range bound. Very funky range here that's developed over the last 2+ weeks. Strong failed new high here, strong failed new high here, another one there, and this thing continues to see failed new high after failed new high still. This market continues to show a lack of acceptance beyond the 100K level. And as I mentioned, that tends to lead to some heaviness. We still haven't seen that big time heaviness out of this range. At some point here, that compression will unload itself, and it is big. 13, 14, 15,000 points of range is built up energy inside that compression right now. So we could be looking at a big time move. And if we go down first, got to respect the edge here, 22,000, and maybe we rally to the upside, 14, 15,000 points. So again, even if we get down between, say, 88 and 90, that could be a fade opportunity until proven otherwise. Looking at ETH futures, this one very similar to Bitcoin in that it has developed a very narrow range over the last 2+ weeks. That range in a very clear downtrend. Failed new highs continued to be abundant here as well, and that would suggest at least one more retest of 22,000 down below. That would also give you a big retest of that recent flash event low there. So if we come down here, anything below 2200 could be a tremendous trap and reverse opportunity. A failure to hold 2200 starts to open up the next major level down, which would be 1600 at that point. So this is a must-hold area right here. Big time reaction the last 14 months or so. So if we see one more drop into that area, it could be a tremendous buy for a snapback opportunity down the road. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the new week of trading. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.